Alright, that's good. That should be good. Just copy that, close that. Alright. Just getting my playback and chat up and whatnot. Ads. What's up, Matt? How's it going? There we go. How's everybody doing? Just getting my chat up. There we go. Now it's up. What's up? Got four. Oh, you got four, like the box of those? The, what was it? The Panini Chronicles draft picks? Not bad. You think the Bears trade for N'Keal Harry was good because we didn't give up much? Yeah, you didn't really get much either, though. That's the problem when you trade for a guy like N'Keal Harry. They're, an incredible bust so far. But I don't know. Maybe he'll be worth something in Chicago. He blocks pretty good, so I don't know. Maybe there's something there. uh, I don't know. Maybe it just wasn't working in New England for him, and he turns out to be a good little receiver elsewhere. But I kind of wouldn't hold my breath on N'Keal Harry being like the savior of a bad receiving core. Ugh. Bears have had like 5 new players go to jail. Really? Who's all been arrested? The Chicago line has been pretty trash, and he's yeah. That's always a big plus if you're a Bears fan. He blocks well, help on the run game, so that's always good. It's always good. Damn, there's like no one showing up to this. And what's really annoying is like half the people come in and want to talk about football, and they all say they'll come to shit like this, but they never do. Oh yeah, I mean I wouldn't get any of the Bears players for anything, but you know they're pretty awful. uh, I'd avoid their players in any kind of fantasy stuff. They're all pretty terrible. So, oh yeah, that makes sense. Somehow it's. Oh well, probably gonna have to end this stream because it's already pushed to unsuitable. For I don't really know how, but I don't think anyone's gonna come. What's up, Jacob? Not really sure how this stream qualifies as needs limited ads, but okay. Pringle Adams and more have been arrested. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm ready for football. I don't think anyone on my channel is, though. No one shows up to any of the streams, really. So, maybe. Might not really cover the NFL much on this channel anymore. It's kind of, I don't know, super dead. Yeah, fantasy football should be cool. I'm just annoyed my fucking chat never just updates like it's supposed to. Yeah. Give it a few more minutes, see if anyone wants to pop in. We'll just we'll just slowly chat. Yeah, that's a lot of Bears getting arrested, though. You're going to draft Rodgers? Well, what if someone beats you to drafting Aaron Rodgers? You might want to also avoid doing that. You don't know if he's going to kind of fall off or if he's not going to have as big a season because, you know, they've got like 2 wide receivers, lost Adams. I don't know. I don't know. Do whatever you want. I don't give a shit about your fantasy. No offense, man. I don't give fantasy advice to people. I think it's kind of weird. Draft whoever you feel like. I don't know. Only draft bad players. That's my fantasy football advice. So people don't ask me for fantasy football advice. Well, I mean, he fell off last year. I mean, he shouldn't have won MVP. He played worse than he did the year prior. It's weird. Lost more games. Lost again in the playoffs, yet he's the MVP. Kind of a weird back-to-back MVP award. You ready? You got your equipment for when I play this year. You got number 58. Oh, nice. Hell yeah, Matt. What position you play in? Center, like O-line? Draft whoever you want, though, Jacob. I don't think too much about fantasy football, so I can't really give you any advice. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, MVP has every reason, is given every excuse to not play as good and not be as good as his contemporaries. So, I guess. Yeah, yeah. Probably D tackle and some guard and tackle. Haven't started practice yet. Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, it'll start soon enough. I have to keep refreshing and bringing the chat back up because it doesn't move anymore with the for some reason on YouTube it just doesn't update right with the like it's supposed to. I don't really know why. More fucking garbage ads, dude. That I won't get paid for because. Well, yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know how much longer we're gonna do a stream if only 4 people are gonna be in the stream. This isn't really worth anyone's time. Don't really know why anyone but Mike is a mod still. He's the one who shows up. Yeah, we're down to 2 people now. Awesome. This is a good stream. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, Mitchell Schwartz retired. Yep, he hung it up. That was that was kind of out of nowhere. What the fuck? One sec. Anyway. What's up, Max? What's up, Kevin? How you guys doing? Bleh. There's just really no one here. I'm probably gonna end the stream pretty soon. There's just no one's really here. No one's really saying much, and it's just kind of a dead stream. So I understand the Lamar Jackson is leaving narrative. I'd be stunned if that even gets close. Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty surprised too if he leaves. I don't really see, I don't really see the smoke or the fire there. I guess it's because the contract negotiations are taking a while, and they're kind of going slow. But I don't really think there's much like smoke and fire. Like I think that's just whatever. Um, but I guess we'll see. But yeah, I don't understand it. It seems like he wants to play there. I mean, yeah, maybe he'd go to Seattle. I'm not really certain where he'd go to. Do I think the Steelers is going to be good? Yeah, I mean they could be, but it really depends on what their quarterback looks like, how good the rebuild is doing, like how everything kind of looks. I don't know. The Steelers might be in a rebuild year, if I'm being honest. The only dip I think Lamar had was when they traded away his tight end, Hurst. Yeah, and last year I think there was a plethora of injuries on the Ravens that kind of slowed things up and made things a little weird all season for them. I don't know. Steelers might have some problems there, Matt. But with Lamar though, yeah, I could see it more along the lines of I don't know. Will he look more like his MVP year self? I'm sure that's what the Ravens are hoping for, but again, if you're Baltimore, I don't really see what like your option is outside of a Lamar Jackson. What are you gonna try and get someone else like Jimmy Garoppolo, or like Kellen Mond, or you know what I mean? You got a very young quarterback with an incredible upside still, and he's only getting bigger and stronger. It seems like he's trying to improve as a passer. So I don't know. If I'm the Ravens, I'm not sure what they're dragging their feet about. Steelers always seem to prove people wrong, but again, no veteran leadership. Yeah, I mean their quarterback situation's like really rough. Like normally I wouldn't be so down on the Steelers. I'd be like, yeah, they'll probably figure something out. But right now it's like a lot of things left. The offensive line's a question mark. Quarterback's a question mark. Usually you don't have that many question marks revolving around the Steelers. Do you think Lamar should have been left off the top two? Top two? What do you mean, like the top two? Like the top two quarterbacks? Yeah, well, he's not one of the top two quarterbacks in the NFL, I don't think. At least you're not sports player Daniel who thinks Trubisky is better than Deshaun Watson and Lamar Jackson. Why does he think that? Oh, top 10? No, he should be a top 10 quarterback. Yeah, he should be ahead of Dak anyway. Steelers should make Kenny Pickett the starting quarterback. Well, I mean, I don't, maybe. I guess see what Mitchell has, and if it's just completely bad and like worse than Chicago, then go with the rookie. But I mean, if you have a better option than a rookie, unless it's like a Mac Jones beat out somebody type situation, or the rookie just like wins the job for playing better like Mac did, then it's you know, there's still no reason to start a rookie in the NFL. I mean, Mac Jones had a pretty mid-range quarterback season, you would all agree. But it's really good because he played 17 games as a rookie, so it looks a lot better. Trubisky has a better all-time record than Watson, and it. So I always say that when people bring up stuff like that with Watson and his bad record. Like, and Lamar has playoff wins and stuff, but anyway, with Watson, he did have the Texans of all teams as a 500 team during his time as a starter, or what was it, one game above 500. He was what, like 28 and 27 or 27 and 26 or some stupid ass record like that. So it's not like he wasn't a winner completely in one of the most losing franchises in the league's history. Like they're like, you know, Texans are one of the bigger losers, and they had Bill O'Brien as a coach, who a lot of people regard as one of the worst head coaches during that run. So the fact that he was able to keep himself a game above 500, put up crazy records, I don't know. Kyler, no, I don't understand that. That was weird. It's like they put Kyler on, but not Lamar. It's almost like they forgot Lamar played football for a second. They're like, well, we have everybody, right? Yeah, I don't personally think Kyler should have been on the list, though. No. I don't even think this stream has 10 views yet. A whole 20, wow. By the way, thank you for the likes, everybody. That helps out quite a bit. Appreciate that. Kyler choked in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, his whole team kind of did. Yeah, sports player Daniel has weird football opinions. Pretty soon he's just gonna be like, well, Mitchell's white, and that's why he's better than both of them. It's like, well, that's a weird answer, Daniel. I have a weird feeling about that guy sometimes. He's a good guy, but like, it's like, why are you just saying something that is just fucking wrong? There's a reason Mitch is a backup quarterback, or, you know, he's a maybe quarterback for the Steelers this year. Lamar is going to be getting one of the bigger contracts in league history, and so did Deshaun. Like, what kind of weird, like, estimation is that? Like, well, it's like, well, what scale are you using? Arm strength? They both win that one. Running ability? Both of those guys beat Mitchell. Skill at the position? I'll fucking laps them both. But Mitchell played on a better Bears team than than Deshaun played on the. Let's be honest. A good quarterback would have won the Super Bowl with the Bears in 2016. That team was giving up what, like 11 points a fucking game. Seriously, what did that Bears team that first year when they had that defense with Mitchell? I swear to God, they were giving up like 10 points a game. Like, you seriously could not score on them, and they were eviscerating teams. Like, you could have put something slight if Deshaun or Lamar would have been on one of those teams. They'd have walked through they'd have slept walk through the playoffs. Well, you just need me to score 3 touchdowns and we'll win by almost 10 points. Okay. Oh shit, just get us in field goal range 5 times and we'll win. Got it. What's up, Phil? No, like, that's how bad Mitchell Trubisky is. All he had to do was score like 17 to 18 points a game, and those Bears teams would not lose. And he couldn't win a Super Bowl. Like, the Bears teams like that, typically teams like the Bears will win a Super Bowl regardless of quarterback with a defense that good. Yeah, I mean, they would have won the game if that field goal went in. You know what I mean? It's one of them things where it's just like, see, all they need is enough, like, just barely enough points, and they can win more games than they'll lose, typically, the Bears. But, much like in 2000, what was that, 6? 2005, 2006, when the Bears played the Colts in the Super Bowl, Rex Grossman and Kyle Orton just weren't enough. You need something a little bit better than that. And that's how much worse Mitch Trubisky is. Arguably on a better defense than what the Bears had in 05, 06, he wasn't able to win with that. And Rex Grossman and Kyle Orton got that team to a Super Bowl. Like, that's, I mean, the defense got them there, but, like, you know, the quarterbacking was those two guys. So just put that into perspective. Arguably a better defense in 2016 the Bears had, and he couldn't get them there. I mean, they probably would have gotten destroyed by the Patriots, but I mean, we wouldn't have the world champion Eagles. Could have been the Bears beating the Patriots. Crazy to think about. There's just no one watching. People show up, say one thing, and then dipped. Yeah. Well, how much? I'm probably just gonna privatize this video. It's gonna be a on-demand one. It's either you caught it live or you gotta pay for it. But I understand people are working. This is a weird early stream. Blah 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 blah. And there just really isn't any news in the NFL, if I'm being really honest. So. I mean, maybe. But you guys probably should have won a little bit. But yeah, I mean, icing the kicker, you can't really blame it on that, man. I mean, you could have won the game several times with your defense, but again, the poor play of Mitchell Trubisky is what held the team back like an albatross. It was just weighted heavy around your necks. Honestly, Justin Fields probably could have won a Super Bowl that year. He's way fucking better than whatever the hell Mitch Trubisky was. Still doesn't really absolve you guys of the fact that you probably should have drafted Deshaun Watson and you probably would have won a Super Bowl. Or you could have drafted Patrick Mahomes and you just... I mean, I'll give you the pass on the Mahomes one because he wasn't exactly as clear of a pick because the Chiefs just kind of retarded, screamed up the board and grabbed him. Probably no one else would have drafted him before the Chiefs moved up, but I mean, they did it anyway. I mean, I'm being honest. I don't think anybody would have traded up for Mahomes or made a move on Mahomes prior to the Chiefs doing it. So it was just a weird move, but it kind of paid out. So I don't really hold not picking Mahomes against the Bears like a lot of revisionist people do. They're like, dude, they could have drafted Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, so could a lot of other teams that didn't do anything to get him. The more embarrassing thing, I believe it's Deshaun Watson is the more embarrassing one for the Bears. It's like they genuinely could have had Deshaun Watson. Just picked him. And they just shit the bed. So, the Bears kind of, I don't know, they kind of deserve where they are. They just don't understand the quarterback position. In the same way that the Patriots could have probably had, 800 different great receivers that we just always miss on. But, they take a bunch of dipshits. It's the same thing for Chicago, but it's the quarterback position. They've never had a good quarterback. They're one of the few teams you could look at and like 31 touchdown passes could be a team record. Like all their passing records are ridiculously low. I think if you can, I think Jay Cutler holds all of them, or a fucking large majority of them. He's probably the best guy they ever had play quarterback for them, and they're like an original team. if that puts it into perspective, like they're not like an expansion team from the '90s, the '80s, the '70s. I think they've been around as long as there's been a AFL/NFL, and they had their best all-time quarterback is Jay Cutler. Yeah, he's pretty good, Matt, but like he's your best franchise quarterback in your team's history. Think about that for a second. And I'm not trying to be mean, but you guys are in a 100-year-old franchise and your best quarterback ever is Jay Cutler. Y'all, for some reason, just do not understand the quarter. Like, fundamentally, as a team, it's just no quarterbacks in Chicago. Again, Justin Fields has all the potential to be the greatest thing that Chicago's ever seen at quarterback. And all he's got to do is throw for, like, just be slightly better than Jay Cutler. And it's crazy that that's literally all he's got to do. Yeah, I mean, you guys have a great defense. You can run the ball pretty well, but for some reason, like as a team, you just elected to just go with the most awful option at quarterback that you could lay your hands on. Like, what absolute bum are we going to go with? We have these great defenses and great running games, and if we could just find the right guy at quarterback, we'd probably be a dynasty. Like, if you guys had a real QB in the 80s, you probably would have been a dynasty. But, Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton probably could have won a. Nah, Andy sucks too. He's nah. Maybe back in Andy Dalton's like good days with those 6 good years that he had, if he would have been placed on the Bears, nah, I don't think so. I can't even imagine that. And I'm sitting here trying to like rack my brain around he could maybe be. No Bears or Panthers allowed. Who has made the worst recent? The Broncos. Ever since Peyton Manning's been gone, they fucking their picks at quarterback have been like. The Broncos way too easy of a selection for something like that as well, where it's like, well, you can't just pick the Broncos. What the fuck? They literally have. It's been like John Elway, a bunch of random garbage like Jake Plummer and fucking Jay Cutler and uh, and then Peyton Manning and then nobody. Now they got Russell Wilson though, so I guess they might have kind of picked themselves out of the bad quarterback brigade because they picked up Russ, but. The Jaguars just got Trevor Lawrence, so they're doing pretty good now too. The Giants were pretty funny. Like, I mean, the Jaguars are a shit show. Blake Bortles, fucking. There was another really bad player that went there. What other goofy ass quarterbacks have they had? It was another guy who's kind of like Blake Bortles, but not exactly. Um, Blaine Gabbert, I believe, was down there for a minute. That's who I was thinking of, Blaine Gabbert. So yeah, normally, yeah, the Jaguars are just a shit show, so they don't count either. Um, yeah, that's probably. I'd probably have to go with the Broncos, but it's, again, they just picked up Russ, so I mean, their most recent decision was really good. Anyway, you feel like Sauce Gardner's going to be a stud? Yeah, I think a lot of people think he's going to be pretty good. At least they're hoping. Oh, and he fucking whipped it at the back of a. Yeah, that was pretty great. There was a lot of great Blake Bortles moments like that. Just confusing plays where you're like, I don't understand what he just did. What was the point of all that? You at the laundromat, Nathan? Hell yeah. Getting your clothes cleaned. Ugh. This is basically just gonna wind up being a stream for the people who showed up. I'll do another half hour or so, then I'm probably gonna dip out unless the attendance goes way up. But you never know. But how's everybody doing? Regardless, I don't really have any like strict topics to talk about for the NFL. We're just kind of going on a field by field basis. We got what, another couple weeks and training camp opens up. Hold on, let me see. I could probably click on this here link right there and July 19, 18. So Monday for some teams and Tuesday for a lot of them. For rookies anyway. So rookie camp opens up for most teams pretty soon. And then July 26th for all the older guys. And July 23rd for some teams, I guess. So that's pretty cool. We got an idea of when camp starts, so we're just about a week away from everything kind of getting under, starting. And then we have, the first games of spring, or, sometime in August. Bears could still sign a few players. Yeah, I mean, there's probably a bunch of, random signings that'll happen. We'll still hang around many teams and finish with a solid 9 or 10 wins is what I'm hoping. But if everything goes wrong, 7 at most. Yeah, Nathan, with your team, my biggest questions are mainly just how things are going to be ran, what things are going to look like. Like, we just don't really know what post Big Ben Steelers are going to look like. Is the quarterback thing found out? You have good receivers, though, so that's always a big plus, a decent run game. The offensive line, it's been kind of being rebuilt over a couple years now, so maybe it's not as far behind. The defense has a good couple pieces still. Might be a quick rebuild year. Maybe a year or two of just kind of muddying around. Maybe 8-9, 9-8 type years for a second. But yeah, I mean, unless it's just really bad with the quarterback situation, and you guys are just like a fucking 5-win team. You don't think the Cowboys will be above 500? Why is that? Yeah, I don't know if it's many. Again, much like the Jets and the Philly and the Eagles, I've seen both of those two teams do what they did in this offseason, add a bunch of good pieces in, things that seem to be right, really strong signings, you would think. And then they turn around and win like 6 or 7 games apiece the following year. One of the things I'd like to see and make sure of is if the team has good chemistry prior to like, oh, I'd like to anoint the new Eagles and the new Jets as potential champions. Does everything actually like work together in like some kind of cohesive unit, or is it just we have a bunch of really good pieces and they don't work together, but we got them. Like we've seen that where that's failed. That actually probably led to the Eagles winning a Super Bowl because they had to throw it all away and rebuild it. Because they're not super retarded, but I don't know. I would trust the Eagles to probably win that division right now, but the Cowboys, I don't know. I don't think they're that far off. Yeah, O-line I'd be a little curious about with the Cowboys, but overall they have good receivers, good tight end, their running game's solid, their defense is good. I don't know. They seem like it's going to be between the Eagles and the Cowboys in that division. Yeah, Zach Wilson, those rumors are hilarious. I wonder if that's enough to win him the locker room finally. Maybe his team likes him a little bit more. Maybe there's some respect thrown to his way. I believe it's Justin Herbert's year when he makes the playoffs, despite having one of the most talented rosters in the NFL the last 2 years. Isn't that a thing we regularly hear about the like we always comment about how good the fucking roster of the Chargers is the last couple years, especially 3 years ago when they had Phillip Rivers in his final season. Or everyone's like, oh, look how good these guys are if they stay healthy. Well, I mean, they're not a bad roster, but they continuously miss the playoffs. I would say that last year's Charger team probably had more talent than last year's Patriots team. But yet, rookie Mac Jones makes the playoffs, and a second-year Justin Herbert doesn't. I don't know. Their defense isn't that bad, you guys. They literally like put 2 new people on there, and everyone's like, look how good it is now. They added Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson. I get those are great additions, and it makes them like monsters, but like, how much did they really need to add? Don't they got Derwin James? Haven't they got Bosa? Haven't they already got like, how much more do they need? Like, we got Mac Jones out here winning with much worse talent around him than Justin Herbert's able to win with. Is Justin Herbert another Deshaun Watson situation where maybe the numbers that he can put up personally don't really impact the game much? I don't know. I can see the Raiders having an impressive offense this year and maybe winning the division. Carr and Adams should be really good. Yeah, Carr, Adams, Darren Waller's still there. They've still got Hunter Renfrow. That could be a problem team, the Raiders. Still think the Chiefs are winning that division, and it's going to be really funny when they do. Yeah, Zach Wilson with the mom. I wonder if that wins him the division. That remains to be seen. Or wins him the locker room anyway. If it does, that's going to be very helpful for the Jets. Because it goes from unrelatable quarterback to, I fuck with Zach. You know what I mean? It goes from he's this Mormon kid that they might have problems relating to. They don't really know how to like, necessarily, it isn't like the cleanest like ability to communicate. Zach comes from a very, very hyper privileged, he comes from a very rich family. He's Mormon. His whole life has been pretty easy. I mean, he said it's the hardest thing he ever had to do in his life prior to the NFL was get a job for a summer so he could save up money to go on a road trip. It's like, how are you going to go into a locker room and relate to a guy whose hardest thing is he's got 3 kids already, maybe? Or his parents got killed, or like, it would be so hard to relate to like a dude who didn't grow up like Zach Wilson and be like how the fuck, what do we got? Well, Jets fans aren't expecting to win the Super Bowl this year, so they don't give a fuck. If they win 7 or 8 games this year, do you know how fucking happy Jets fans would be? Oh, man, if they're 1 game off of 500, oh, my fuck. they're going to be talking shit about next. The Jets fans already know they're a multi-year rebuild. Yeah, he didn't have to do any of that, or like even he didn't grow up poor or like eating shitty foods because of like his family didn't have money. Uh, he never went hungry at any point. So like it's probably hard. Like or even Mac Jones, he probably grew up with the same background, but Mac's been to jail a couple times. Max wasn't an immediate starter. He had to kind of fight his way back into like getting the starting job. I'm pretty sure Mr. Wilson was just given the starting job at BYU. Mainly because, they never have athletes as good as Zach Wilson show the fuck up. So they're like, he's our guy. Whereas, Mac has a bit of a more like scrappy fight to it. Mac's been to jail. He seems to just be able to click really well with his teammates. Whereas you don't really see that with Zach Wilson. You know what I mean? Now he is. He's starting to. But I think Mac relates really quickly to a group of guys, unlike Zach Wilson. You could see it in the way that, again, I don't really know if, this is something that can be fixed and Zach can get better with this. But it's like these weird intangible problems where, like, Zach Wilson was getting his ass beat on by defensive linemen in the start of the year to the point where I think it was Christian Barmore, to be very honest, came through and it was kind of a late hit and shoved Zach to the ground. I mean, really fucking hard. I think he got flagged for it. And not one single goddamn Jets player did anything. They just kind of looked at it and just shrugged it. Like, one of the linemen shrugged and just kind of went, oh, that sucks. It almost looks like you could hear him say those words. It was to the point where I fucking pretty sure it was, like, Lawrence Guy helped the dude get off the ground. You know what I mean? Like, he's literally, like, he had to help Zach up. And it's like, poof. I think Matt got hit one time, and David Andrews committed the very first penalty of like unnecessary roughness of his career because he went fucking insane on one of the defensive linemen. Like, you gotta kind of contain yourself, but also you can't really. You gotta show the league like, hey, this is our guy. Don't fucking play that game. Because if the defense can sense that the offensive line doesn't really give a flying fuck about if you hurt the quarterback, then they're going to hurt the quarterback. They're going to fuck his ass up. Because it's funny. Like, well, if his own teammates don't like his dumb ass, we're going to kill him. Baker better start over. Oh, yeah, Baker's going to start. Well, what's up, Kenny? How's it going? Again, how you feeling? You feeling better? Yeah, Mac's been busy this offseason. He's put in so much goddamn work. I hope he isn't exhausted by the start of the regular season. It's actually kind of scaring me a little bit. It's like, all right, Mac, save some of the energy for the regular season now. Take a month off now. I don't know when you took a break. I don't think that dude took a single break this entire offseason. I think the season ended and he just got to work. And it's like, Mac, I really hope you're not exhausted. Yeah, I mean, Baker's always going to be the starter for the Panthers. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Mac has a lot of it's interesting. I mean, he looks like a whole different guy, as you were saying, Nathan. He improved his arm strength. Worked with Tom House, who helped fix Nolan Ryan up. There's a whole thing. He worked with guys like Tom House. He was getting his motion fixed up. He fixed some mechanic issues. Obviously gotten more NFL style shape. Has been working with his receivers all off season. It's been good. Yeah, man, it's pretty exciting that we're getting really, really close to the nitty gritty getting started. Like it says here, a lot of teams. I mean, I think the 18th is the earliest teams open for rookie camp. So far, the Bills open on the 18th. I think they're playing the. If I'm not mistaken, the Bills are playing the Hall of Fame game. Somebody can correct me, though. And the Raiders might be as well, based on how early they're all reporting. Yeah, I think the Raiders and the Bills are reporting early. They might be. Are they the Hall of Fame game? Yeah, because most teams are right around July 23rd and later. Let's see, Detroit Lions, July 23rd to 26th. The Patriots, July 19 and July 26. So rookie camp opens up soon. Jags are? Oh, really? Yeah, you guys aren't cool anymore. Raiders, Jags. Jaguars are showing up super late to fucking everything. They're like, we'll just show up all the 24th. Where do you guys go? The Episcopal High School. That's where we practice. New England, where do you guys have camp? Gillette Stadium? Our fucking field? Where else are we going to go? That's weird. It's still Hines to me, damn it. Yeah, I'm gonna cancel the Steelers for changing their name. I can't believe they bowed to big liberals because liberals hate ketchup, and they're the reason the name got changed because it's offensive to tomato people. So gosh darn libtards complained, and now we don't get Heinz Stadium anymore. Somehow the name Heinz is offensive to tomatoes. Oh, what, it was changed because of money? 6 wins? Somewhere between 6 and 8 right now. I mean, when your quarterback options are Mitch Trubisky, a rookie from this year's class, which I find to be miserable. Yeah, I don't think there's any good quarterbacks. Maybe that Malik Willis could be good, but this is like 2013 all over again. There's some good players in this draft. Like, there's a lot of good young players in the draft, but none of them are at the quarterback position. Yeah, the defense will be pretty solid, and the run game will probably be pretty good. But again, the offensive line is. Yeah, yeah, that's a Big Ben trait of the team. Again, Nathan, that was largely in part because of your Hall of Fame quarterback, though. I know he was kind of shitty toward the end, but I mean, the guy is a Hall of Famer, and he's fucking difficult to deal with. Like, defenses have to game plan for Big Ben in a very interesting way that Big Ben knows that, like, they're going to have to do X, Y, or Z, or else I can do X, Y, or Z. And, like, there's just, like, not that happening anymore. So, like, there's, like, this weirdness where they no longer have to consider Big Ben or the quarterback for a second, where it's like, we can kind of consider the quarterback situation. We can kind of ignore it. We don't have to, like, keep in mind that that's a Hall of Fame mind. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's, like, the lack of, what am I thinking here? Hopeful. Yeah, be hopeful as you'd like, but realistically, it's not going to be pretty with how good your division is this year. I mean, you guys will probably be good again next year, but, Rob, I'm getting NFL Network to watch preseason football. Hell yeah, Jacob. I'll have ways where you can watch if you don't want to pay for it, but if you're not, directly paying for it, Packers are going to have a great defense. Ooh. Defensively, yeah, I think the Packers will be better at defense than they are offense next year, which might be saying something. But I don't know what the Packers offense are going to look like. It's going to look like next year. One sec, let me blow my nose. One sec, sorry, it's really fucking being stupid. Can I check preseason schedules of what team? Yeah, I would rather just let him sit. The Steelers, they'll be all right, but they're probably like a middling 500 team this year, as I said. Oh, you asked Kenny. Yeah, Ben is a literal, yeah, he's a literal field general Hall of Fame, like, first ballot guy. It'd be really interesting to. I don't really want to look up preseason schedules. That's a little boring. What's up, Vincenzo? Thoughts on the Bears? I have no idea. Shit. Thanks for taking N'Keal Harry from us. We scammed you. Yeah, Pickup might be. I don't really think you guys should play him. If Mitch can do like just be passable, then just use him. Adam Rake had him win in 10 games. Jesus. But yeah, Vincenzo, I don't know. The offense might be bad, but you guys will probably be solid defensively. Wait, what phrase? Mitch is starting. Yeah, I mean, I would hope Mitch is starting week 1. Piquet could, I guess, win the job like Mac did, but yeah, same here, Vincenzo. But I also understand why teams would be interested in Mitchell because he does have kind of like a similar play style as Josh Allen. I mean, it's a scuffed, like not as good version, but it's very similar, and he just spent time with Dabble, so they're kind of hoping maybe he got fixed up out there. But yeah, the offensive line in Pittsburgh or in Chicago and the lack of playmakers, that's gonna be a bad team this year. I feel bad for Bears fans, but I don't know. Maybe Fields is gonna be crazy. Should have went for Watson. Yeah, he's about to get. What do you guys think about that situation? You hear all the rumblings. It's making the way that things are sounding around that situation. It sounds like this motherfucker about to get 6 games, maybe. Sounds like Sue Robinson's about to be like, I don't know, fucking 4 games. Is there evidence he even did anything wrong? And they're like, not really. That's basically what it sounds like. They basically had like no criminal, like no evidence was like submitted. It was they just kind of talked to the people about what happened. It's like, uh-oh. But the manager in the real game sense and not, yeah, exactly. Like, yeah. Can't wait to watch Rams Bills. Yeah, that'll be good. I love how Buffalo put Mitch in with 30 seconds left, 30 points up to go finish the game for Allen. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it, Vincenzo. What'd Barry do wrong? Yeah, that'll be pretty good. But I don't know if Dallas is going to, like Mike said, Dallas could be a question mark based on offensive line. I forgot about how bad that was. How is Washington? I don't know. Depends on Carson Wentz. If you get like good Carson Wentz, then I don't know. They could be pretty good. They have a pretty solid defense and pretty good receivers. Washington could be a shock team, actually. You can put them as a dark horse type team. Because I would say that probably no one has them as a good team. But like they have all the pieces of a team that could actually be really good. So I would say they're probably a dark horse team at this point. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. We'll see. They shouldn't be very good, but that's probably why you go, yeah, you put them as a dark horse. We changed many players, good with us. Who knows how much we will develop. I think this opportunity... Yeah. Chase Young, wasn't he like hurt all last year or something and probably like covering up playing with an injury? I'm a Patriots fan. No offense taken. I don't know why you said sorry. I would actually put the Lions as more likely to win more games than the Steelers would. Jacob. Full offense. What's up, Preston? I would be shocked if the Steelers won more game than the Lions as both teams currently sit. The only reason the Lions have less of a chance at winning more games than the Steelers is coaching. If the Lions had Mike Tomlin, they'd probably win 10, 11 games. Like, I'm just going to be honest. What happened when you guys played the Lions? Oh, yeah, you tied with them. I want to see the Seahawks rebuild this season. I think I'm going to... Oh, that's not bad. You're going to see the Lions play the Seahawks. Hopefully the Lions can beat them. Philly owns us in their stadium. Aiden Hutchinson could be a monster. Yeah, Preston, there is a number of Steelers fans in here. Lions will be ahead of the Bears. Time to change the NFC North. Yeah, NFC North is starting to get kind of weird where who knows who's going to win it, right? With the Packers, you'd normally be like, oh, it's going to be the Packers, but it's like, what is their offense going to look like? I know they only lost Devontae Adams, but they lost arguably the best receiver in football and replaced him with a rookie, and that's it. And then they lost another receiver and didn't really replace. They have like Randall Cobb, Christian Watson, and Alan Lazard and Robert Tonyan. I know Aaron's a really good quarterback, but it's like, is that enough? No, Vikings to me could be the favorite to win the division. Top to bottom, they're way better than what you think they are, Nathan. It's like I don't really see too many holes on the Vikings. They've got a shitload of secondary. They just get Patrick Peterson. Yeah, they improved the secondary by a lot this offseason. The real question is Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's their biggest question is the quarterback. And he's pretty fucking solid. I don't know. I don't know. Just it really depends. Really depends with the Vikings. New coach, you got a guy who comes from the Rams who was a pretty good play caller last year, and he's probably going to be able to bring the best out of Cousins in that offense. I don't know, man. The Vikings are an interesting team coming up. Again, you have to remember the Vikings no longer have they're no longer tied down by fucking Mike Zimmer anymore, too. So that is also a really good indication of you know, I don't know. It's really early. It's kind of hard to make predictions right now. I got to see how teams look in camp, and then the preseason games need to happen, and it'll be very nice to see how things work. Should be interesting to see them without a defensive. Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to see a team with as much firepower as the Vikings have actually like be willing to utilize all that firepower that they have. Especially with those weapons. Your early Super Bowl prediction is Bills Rams. I think a lot of teams have the Bills and the Rams in the Super Bowl. I like Bills. I like the Bills and the Bucks. Like if everyone stays healthy, everything stays good. I too like the Bills winning the AFC, but I do like them playing the Buccaneers right now. Should both teams be fully healthy and everything goes right for both teams, obviously. I think the Bucks are better than the Rams if fully healthy. I mean, the Bucks nearly won last year's game versus them, and they didn't have any of their good players. Brady was throwing to motherfucking nobodies yet again and almost beat another team. Ravens maybe they loaded back the I mean, if their young players all hit, the Ravens could be a dangerous goddamn football team in terms of depth. They'll never be tired, able to go 100 miles an hour all game long on you. And more than likely, everybody they drafted is going to be good on defense. They rarely fuck up. But maybe they seen something in Kyle Hamilton that no one else seen. I don't know. But there was a lot of people going, uh-oh. There was like things people looked at and went, so that was probably the most confusing thing I think I've ever seen. But for some, okay, everybody was kind of like shitting on Kyle Hamilton leading up to the draft, like he wasn't even like worth the first round pick. Then the Ravens picked him, and everybody went, that was the steal of the draft. It's like, I thought he wasn't even worth the first-round pick anymore. What the fuck happened? Well, the Ravens picked him. So that automatically means he's going to be good? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think, they'll sustain, get Godwin back. And, I think Odell's going to wind up with the Bucs as well. And they'll finally get Brady and Odell together. Or Odell's a Patriot. And that's why we got rid of that bum-ass N'Keal Harry. Making room. We're making room for someone, Mike. And that someone is probably Pierre Strong. Let's be very honest about what the reality of what that is. I seen people were trying to speculate on if the Patriots were going to go get another receiver since they cut N'Keal Harry. It's like, if anything, that just means Trey Nixon or Pierre Strong is making the fucking team instead of him. Which it might actually just be Trey Nixon. It's either probably Trey Nixon, right? Or Lil Jordan Humphrey, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Yeah, Pierre is 100% going to be, like, replacing James. I almost feel bad because I don't want to say what I was just about to say, but, like, poor James White, dude. That kid's his replacement. He's fucking awesome looking so far. And then Thornton might be made. Oh, yeah, you know what? N'Keal Harry got replaced by Thornton even. It's Thornton or Trey Nixon making the team for us. I would imagine Trey Nixon will be used quite heavily for the Patriots based on his connection with Mac. Imagine if they didn't have such a downfall with injuries last year, they probably could have made it past Cincinnati. Who are you talking about, Steelers Nation? The Bills or the Ravens? Yeah, the Bengals, I don't really see a regression there. I see them getting way better. I mean, what was the only thing that really held them back last year? Yep, exactly, Mike. Hopefully it's real. Hopefully that Nixon kid's actually real and we have another hidden little talent. He's another, like, it's like Nixon, that line, McGrone. I'm forgetting a bunch of dude, there's like 30 guys we didn't play last year, and they're all like second-year players. And everyone's like, what the fuck why didn't they do anything? It's like, well, we got like 9 fucking basically second-year rookies about to be starting for us next year, and there are a bunch of secret things we did last year. And I don't think anyone realizes, like, we had a bunch of players get hurt in the preseason, all our rookies basically. We had a safety that was supposed to start, that potentially could start for us, or a corner. There's a whole bunch of guys that just very quietly that we got just sitting there. Ronnie Perkins, we've got. And these guys, we just sat them for a year. Trey Nixon, they just sat. We just didn't do anything with them. And there's like some actual like high quality names where it's like, oh yeah, I forgot you guys had him. And that McGrone kid as well from Michigan, that really fast linebacker that we drafted even though he's hurt. But yeah, quickly back to the Bengals. Their real only problem last year was offensive line. Like, I think that was the only thing that kind of like slowed them down or held them up was offensive line concerns. And, I mean, really, their offensive line wasn't even bad enough to hold them back from getting to a Super Bowl. So I'm very curious to see if there's any kind of regression from the Bengals. Maybe there will be, but right now, I don't fucking see it at all. They got better in the offseason. From top to bottom of that roster, it's a better roster. Like, I mean, really, if you go look at their O-line right now and look at what they picked up, they went from probably a bottom 25 offensive line to a top 10, maybe top 8. It's one of the better lines in football, in all honesty, how quickly they rebuilt it and how good, like, some of the pieces are. Mac, Aguilar, Nixon, throwing sessions, put the nail. Oh, yeah, they just, I mean, N'Keal just wouldn't, I mean, you know, N'Keal demanding that trade in the offseason was really the final nail in the coffin. Just no one wanted him. Mhm. Let's see. Anything big and breaking on the internet happening? Not really. God damn. Anyway, let's see. I don't really know if I have too much else to add, and this is kind of a quicker stream just because it's kind of like, I don't really have too much to talk about. We're kind of getting back into the swing of the NFL talk and getting comfortable talking about it again. Yeah, the stream actually did pretty good. It's about 65 views and 17 likes. That's really good. You've been starting controversy with. I mean, that's always fun to do. Them people deserve to have chaos sown in their communities. They're weird. Like demands that Tua be seen like Patrick Mahomes is like a fucking weird thing. Yeah, I would imagine he's gonna pull a Jalen Ramsey, get traded to the fucking Rams, and the Rams are gonna be good forever. It's gonna be some bullshit. But one thing we have to hope for is like teams like the Jaguars stop trading teams like the Rams fucking all their good players for picks. Fucking garbage ass franchise. Yeah, you can have all our good players for a 1 first round pick. That's fine. Like, oh, thank you, Jacksonville. You're like half responsible for the fucking Rams being as good as they are now. Good job, retards. Yeah, just keep trading away all your good players to the Rams. That's a solid idea. One day you'll figure out how to draft first round draft picks. Jacksonville, you fucking bums. I've never seen a team do worse with. They're literally just like the Rams just give their first round picks to shitty teams, knowing that they'll draft a good player and then they can just trade them another first round pick in 2028 for that player. It's just like, oh well. We don't got to do the shitty development. They're going to develop a chip on their shoulder. Perfect. Yeah, I dude, good teams just come and rob fucking stupid shit ran teams all the time, and it's hilarious. The way the Rams just run around and smack the shit out of teams. But I will say, I do think a bunch of teams are going to find out that the Rams' way of doing business is not imitatable for any of them. Want to know why the Rams? Despite the big spending of the Rams and giving away all their first round picks and a lot of their second round picks, one of the things that went very unnoticed about the way the Rams built their team, and a lot of these other teams aren't as good as doing as the Rams, and why they're the way that like a bunch of teams made all these big dramatic trades. They were giving away first round picks like it was going out of style, second round picks this offseason. We've seen a lot of crazy things, a lot of crazy trades happen. We all seen that, right? We all remember this offseason how many teams tried to like copy the Rams. There's a reason the Rams won't be imitatable unless it's a team like Cleveland. The Chargers can probably do it. The Ravens 100% could do it. No team in the NFL last season or over the last couple of seasons has played more players that they've drafted than the Rams. I think literally no one is better at drafting players and having them play for them than the Los Angeles Rams. Despite all the shit what they do with the draft, no team drafts better than the Los Angeles Rams in the last couple years in terms of like getting guys on the field. Like they all wind up playing. They don't waste picks. They're very fucking like efficient at drafting. Like good late round players. They do a lot of fucking scouting. McVay's a very smart guy. You could see a team like Cleveland eventually getting down there with Andrew Berry. The Ravens are very good drafters, so if they really wanted to, they could play the same game as the Rams, but they don't do that. But with the Rams, they have this ability to spend like a fucking madman, like trade away picks, and then they fucking can draft like nobody's. Like they're very good drafters. So like they can play the game that they play, knowing that they can also depend on the draft. And why I think teams like the Dolphins or all these teams that did all the shit to try to copy the Rams and play, fucking parody with the Rams, it's not going to work because they don't draft as well. And they're playing copycat. I don't think they realize like one half of the fucking equation for the Rams is how good they draft. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I think there's workers. Dog's gonna be going crazy for a sec because there's people here. Yeah, that's the big thing with the Rams. Am I doing anything tomorrow? Probably not. No, it's my brother's birthday. A lot of them know each other and are on each other's shows this past week, and I have had them on like who would they blame with the Dolphins? Oh yeah, that's hilarious. I think Seattle is in full swings to draft a quarterback. Yeah, they're looking at quarterbacks this next season. Yeah, it's a German Shepherd. Yeah, Rams are really great at it. Yeah, but Preston, they don't really need them. They don't. What are they? They don't have any pressing needs. That's why when Patriots fans cry about what's going on, it's like, dude, just wait. Yeah, exactly. The Patriots don't play that game. They could. But again, because we draft good late, like we're a very good late drafting team. The Patriots actually would probably be better off if they just traded away their first and second round picks for like A+ players. That way, our dumbass coach doesn't try to big brain it and fucking draft N'Keal Harry. We actually do way better, and like go look at the Patriots in like the 4th and 5th rounds of this year's draft. We pull out like Pierre Strong, fucking Tyquan Thornton. It's just all right, Nathan. You have a good time, man. Yeah, I'll be live Sunday again. Whether it be a Tigers game or it be NFL talk, I'll be back in my apartment. So tomorrow I would be live, but it's my brother's birthday and I'm gonna hang out with them, and it's the last day back this way. Yeah, Preston. Yeah, they don't really need them. My bad. I felt go. Yeah, just wait and then wait till next year. The Patriots are gonna have nearly $100 million almost in cap space next offseason. We're fine, and then it's like 180 the season. Like it's like Patriots. Yeah, we kind of had a bad offseason, right? We didn't do much. We didn't have any money. Go look at how much money we got next offseason. We have a rookie quarterback, and that money hits this next offseason, and boy, do we got a lot of motherfucking money. And then in the second year, in 2024 offseason, sure. Oh, we just lost Jose Cisnero? Oh, god damn it. Well, what the fuck? He just got back. Well, why is that? Oh, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? No one knows. I guess we'll find out shortly. God damn it, dude. Ever since we traded for Brandon Cooks, I'm all for trading for. Yeah, same here, Mike. I'd rather just trade for players than fucking draft fucking offensive receivers. Now, if Tyquan Thornton turns out good, that means Belichick found his fastball list again. Yeah, I know what the behaviorment list is, Kenny. Or Bereaver or whatever the fuck, yeah. But I don't know why he's put on that. What the fuck happened? What did he do? Well, what do they usually do? Hold on, let me look something up. Behaviorment list MLB. When a player finds it necessary to leave the team to attend to a serious illness or death in his... Oh, no. Oh, man. I hope everything's all right. I was going to say, usually that's like a death in the family or sickness situation. Like a I gotta go situation. Is it Eduardo Rodriguez, number 2. Electric Boogaloo. God damn it. Man, this fucking dude, I better be suffering for a reason this baseball season. I bet you the Patriots winning the Super Bowl this year. I usually don't have to suffer like this. It's a good sign, Mike. Patriots might be having a good year. Usually, when I suffer hard in a baseball year, like the second Patriots dynasty sprung up when I quit watching the Tigers because they hired that dipshit as a head coach named Brad Asmist. Literally just stopped watching and the Patriots won a whole dynasty. Ever since I started watching the Tigers again, Brady's left the Patriots. You know, shit went bad. We won 7 games. It's almost like I know what I got to do, but I don't want to stop watching my Tigers again. But until they fire, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna boycott the Tigers again. They got rid of Brad Ausmus. That was all I cared about. We're probably still dealing with the ramifications of his being the head coach. In all honesty, he's on the restricted list. Really? Oh yeah, they moved him to restricted from behaviorment. Anyway, let's go back to football. No one cares about your baseball news, Kenny. Nerd. I could hit a baseball with my eyes closed. It's so easy. Well, I know what I found out about softball recently. Do you know it's incredibly common for like perfect games and no hitters to happen in softball? Because it's some shit like the way things kind of equate out. Because you're a lot closer in softball than you are in football. It's about a 20-foot difference from a pitcher pitching to a softball pitcher pitching. So you'll have somebody throw at what, like 60, in the mid 60s is kind of like the college level range for softball pitchers, and that's like apparently the equivalent major league fastball with that is like 95 miles an hour. So if like you have some chick out there hitting like 68 miles, 70 miles an hour, like just whipping in softballs, that bitch is throwing 100+ mile an hour heaters if it was like the equivalent. So when you see them bitches out there like and you see like 71 and you're like, I'd fucking smoke that. It's like I don't think you could actually. I probably couldn't. Do you know what the kind of crazy angle that ball's coming at you? I'd be like, Ka-shaw! I'd chop at it every time. I just chop at it and hope to God to just fucking. I don't even know how them bitches hit that ball. That shit's going fucking nearly in equivalency of like 100 miles an hour, just fucking flying up at you in a weird angle. But again, you're kind of like modified to swing it that way, But apparently, very common in softball because they don't have any arm restrictions because their arms don't get tired. So like, you'll play. Say a team's got a bitch on the team, or a team's got like some chick who can throw. She's like the best pitcher in the world, right? And you got to play them a best 3 out of 5 in order to to go to the next round. That bitch is gonna pitch every one of them games. Like, and say you can't hit her, she's gonna 2 or 3 straight, just boom, 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 boom. She's gonna no hit you twice, maybe 3 times in the best of 5, and it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be fucking brutal. And she's gonna pitch 300 innings in 2 days or in fucking 1 season. As the only pitcher used. Because apparently going like this, you can just kind of do this for a very long time. And there's no real wear and tear. It doesn't really tire your arm out. Maybe a little bit tired after a couple hours of winding. But that's that's a natural arm human motion. So the only reason this isn't is because your arm isn't supposed to throw like that. This is completely natural. That's kind of cool, isn't it? That you can't really fuck your arm up pitching softballs. You could probably mess your shoulder up if you've already got a bad shoulder, though, I would imagine. And if you're not stretched out. Yeah, I seen that, Jason McCourty. I tried to tell people that, I'm surprised Devin isn't retiring. It's like, Devin, do you see, Hey, what's up, Daniel? Oh, you're fine. You're kind of catching up toward the end here. I'm kind of just bullshitting around. We've been live for, an hour 20 now. More than likely, since this got into the near 70s, oh, wow, it's 72? That's pretty good. That's a pretty solid stream for what this is. Now I don't even have to privatize it in shame. Hell yeah, 20 likes even? Sheesh. It's a really good random stream. I appreciate that. Started off really poorly, but then the last, I don't know, hour and 15, or about hour and been pretty good. Are you talking about Jason or Devin on Good Morning Football? Both of them should. I'm like, come on, Devin, please retire, man. I mean, I like the veteran leadership. Hell yeah, Kenny. But I like the veteran leadership Devin's bringing. But, like, yeah. What's Jason doing? I don't watch Good Morning Football because I can't, I don't want to see any of these guys in that light. Plus, I don't like the hosts. Now that they lost that bitch, I'm fucking good. Or that lady. That lady. What's up, Luke? Man, everyone's tuning in right at the end as I'm about to start to wrap up soon. What time? How long am I gonna go for? I'll do another 10 minutes or so. I'll go another 10 minutes and about 4, and then that's about it. A lot of people feel that way. Yeah. I mean, Good Morning Football was fine, but then it's like the cast just isn't that great outside of that lady, Mary, or what was her name again? Yeah, no, Luke, not today. It's just kind of gonna start a little too late, and it's fine today. Just kind of want to hang out with the family. I'm gonna be home, like Kay Adams. That's what it was. I thought it was Mary Kay Adams for some reason. Don't know why I thought that. Doesn't she look like her name would be Mary Kay instead of just Kay? If you look at the bitch or at the lady. I don't know. She just strikes me as a two first name chick. But yeah, the Tiger streams could potentially return Sunday if I get home quick enough. Yeah, after Nate left, yeah, it was I don't even see like clips of it anymore on other people's accounts. It's like, it's gotten pretty bad. What is Nate just focusing on being a dad, like dad coach or whatever he's doing with his kids? I know both his kids play. That's Mary Kay Cabot. That's the Browns lady. I think I'm getting her and her mixed up, which I really probably shouldn't be, because Kay's actually kind of hot and Mary Kay Cabot's older. And they went to CBS. Oh, cool. That's cool. But yeah, probably won't be a Tigers game today or tomorrow, but potentially Sunday, Luke. We'll have the Tigers, and then I'll be back at my apartment, so the games will be normal. Like, I'll be doing both double headers on Thursday? All the games on the weekend, regardless of start time, and yada 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 yada. To make up for the lack of Tigers games, I may even cover the home run derby. Who knows? You may be lucky. I don't know. Nate is on NFL and Nick NFL Slime Time Show. Oh yeah, who's winning the Derby? Albert Pujols. It's gonna be rigged for Big Al. Is Pete Alonso participating? Because if he is, he's winning the thing. I'm just praying that Albert Pujols hits at least one home run so he doesn't embarrass his goddamn self. But yeah, I have Pete Alonso winning the home run derby. It's probably not going to be very close. That guy's a fucking absolute animal. And what I really was hoping Torque was going to be, but fucking, Yeah. Yes, well, I mean, Juan Soto's going to be a problem. That man's basically going to be fucking perform. Juan Soto could win, like, All-Star Game MVP, Home Run Derby. He could fuck around and win Futures Game MVP as well. Just so people remember to go get him at the trade deadline. He's like, just don't forget about me, guys. Please don't let me fucking stay here. For sure, Kenny. Oh, yeah, you're going to camp? Yeah, I remember that's coming up soon for you. Fucking Juan Soto's gonna win the home run derby just to make sure he gets traded the fuck out of Washington. Somebody please. I don't even care if it's a good team. Just get me the fuck out of Washington. Literally, send me to goddamn. You can send me to Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore's good. I'll go 5 miles down the road to Baltimore. Please. Trade me. I'll go to Detroit. I don't even give a fuck. I'll go to Pittsburgh. It's like, man, Juan Soto's down tremendously. Nah, he's probably going to wind up getting traded to fucking like the Dodgers or some shit. Like everybody else. It's just going to be bullshit. I'm praying he winds up a Padre. But I don't know if we got, maybe, but just, god damn it, dude. That Fernando Tatis injury is fucking what I want to happen so bad. See, what I want to happen is get rid of CJ Abrams. Trade his ass over to Washington. For Juan Soto. But with Tatis hurt, we need CJ Abrams to play. But fucking, that's all we got. That's all the Padres got left right now, I think, in terms of good prospects. They've kind of spent. But if Tatis can get fucking healthy, then Juan Soto could be a Padre. Yeah, I know, and I'm very conflicted about this. I'm probably going to be actively rooting for the Padres. Because if the Tigers get no hit in all of those games combined, then they might finally fire Scott Coolball. Sorry to slip into baseball, but we'll go back into football. I'm hoping we just, this, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. It's crazy. But oh well. Anything else that's major pressing? This might be the last stream of mine until I'm back home in my apartment on Sunday. But the schedule is on my community tab, so you'll see that. Packers are going to be good? They should be. Could be. Yeah, so I was looking at AL wildcard standings. Basically, if the Tigers were a 500 team, they would have made the board. Yeah, basically, Daniel, if we were 500, we'd be in contention for the wild card. Probably not making it based on the fact that Boston and the Rays will be the other wild card teams. Like, if I go look, MLB.com. And I go to standings. I go to the wild card. Oh, Seattle's ahead of Boston? I didn't see that fucking coming. That's gonna be the fun. This could be good. Yeah, if we were in there, we're pretty far out. We're 10 games back of the final wild card spot. So I mean, we're not out. And crazier shit's happen. We're 10 games different from them to them. There's 10 games that separate us from the final wild card spot. Now, we've only scored 283 runs. And we're not very good on the road. Things could turn around, I don't know. But all right, guys, I think that's just about that. It was a fun stream. Started off slow, but got good at the end. I appreciate the fun conversation. Like I said, again, the next stream will be on Sunday at some point. It could be a Tigers game. It could be a hangout stream. It just depends on what time I get home and how quickly I can unpack and get things set up and ready to go, basically. Should be able to maybe get the Tigers because the plan might be to leave here around 10:30, get home around noon. It gives me just enough time to get everything kind of up and running if the schedule is right. If it's a 1:40 start that time, then it's very possible. Which it is. Okay, so that's maybe. Anyway. All right, everyone. Thank you for the likes. It was a fun conversation. We'll be having more football talks as the next week starts to progress. As you know, we basically got this week. Next week, a bunch of teams start reporting, and then next Tuesday, every team reports with veterans. So, not this cut. Like it's basically we got the 18th, or we have the 19th Tuesday, and then the 26th, and then the NFL kind of is basically underway. So, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a great rest of your day, weekend, whatever. I'll see you when I see you next. Go Lions. Go Tigers. And, of course, it's always go Patriots. I'll see you.